Hey everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Thought I'd try on a different hat. I'm actually going live a little bit early because there is a truck here and I want to get to it before they pull in. I'm at St. Helens Slaughterhouse. My gut is wrenching right now. Just thinking of the thought of this site, these poor cows and what they have to go through. Please share, please like, please hit the notification bell, select all, share with your friends. I'm gonna expose what's happening right now. These beautiful, poor cows on their last few moments. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. This is unbelievable. I can't even get close to the truck because it's full of feces. These poor beings. They don't deserve this, guys. We need to speak out. You do not deserve this. So the truck's parked here. Maybe he doesn't know I'm here. So I'm live at St. Helens Slaughterhouse in Toronto, Canada, as part of Project Livestream. We're trying to show the world what's taking place at these hellholes, these nightmare facilities. These poor cows have no clue what's going on. Well, I think they know, probably. Stuck in these trucks. It's ridiculously hot out. Can't believe it. Breaks my heart. My nerves, I'm shaking right now. I can't even imagine what they're going through. There's feces all over the truck. It's hard for me to get close to it. I'm assuming the truck driver doesn't know I'm here. These poor beings. Please share. Please subscribe. Please get out there and share their story. They don't belong in these hellholes. I think I just had something spray on me. So I'm at St. Helens Slaughterhouse in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's part of Project Livestream. We're trying to share with the world what's taking place on these death trucks and these hellholes, these nightmares. As you can see, she's really dehydrated. Who knows, she could have been traveling over 30 hours away. This is the reality. This is the truth. This is the truth behind your food system. These innocent beings only have mere minutes left in their life. And all for what? They don't even have a name. They're tagged. They're looked at as objects. Who knows how long they've been traveling? Could be 30 hours. Could be longer. Who knows? Seems like nobody cares. When is this gonna end, guys? When is this gonna end? It takes us to end it. We have powerful tools in our hands. We have powerful tools where we can put a spotlight on this industry and show what's taking place. Share with the world what's happening. I hear people yelling in the background. I have an amazing activist coming to join me named Jenny McQueen. Please go subscribe to her. She's going to be going live very shortly. And this is the goal, to get us all going live, to show what's happening to these innocent, sentient, incredible beings that don't deserve to go through this. I feel so trapped. Thank you, Jenny.
Hey, baby.
Bye. Can't even do anything about it. Can't even do anything about it. You know, you guys can say yummy and joke around or whatever, because you guys aren't the victims here. Control all you like. But the truth is, eventually people will see these animals and eventually change will happen. See, they sliding around in their feces. Not a lot of room to move around. Absolutely abhorrent. The smell, what I can't describe to you is the smell. It's just absolutely awful. The temperature out, it's so hot. I had to wear pants today because in the area here there's bugs everywhere due to the smell and the conditions. Little bugs biting at your legs. It absolutely reeks here. Mind my own business, Jeffrey? No, I used to be a slaughterhouse inspector, thanks. And I'm sharing the truth. What's wrong with sharing the truth, Jeffrey? Don't you believe in free speech? You don't believe in free speech? Yeah, none of you have worked in these slaughterhouses. Maybe some of you have, but anyone who's killed is suffering too, and you don't even know it. There's a video called What Killing Animals Does to Your Brain. I didn't work in a slaughterhouse. I'm a former slaughterhouse inspector. Hare J.R. Worked for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency for 15 years. Just check out my account. Yeah, you hunt deer, exactly. So you've taken lives. So you think it's acceptable to do it for fun. You're gonna claim you do it for other reasons, but you do it for trophy hunting, for fun. There's a helicopter above, probably likely staring at us. The smell of shit bothers me, yes, Samantha. It absolutely reeks. Does your shit reek? Or does your shit smell nice? People are so triggered, right? Just for putting a camera up to the animal's eyes. Yet there's shit and feces caked on them. Isn't that a nice life? To live in your feces, to have it caked on you. I would say the trucker is allowing us to have a lot of time with these animals. Maybe there's a little guilt there. Maybe he feels it. Thanks, guys. Share out there. Let people know what's happening to these poor innocent beings. These are their last moments. And don't let the trolls deter you. They're probably likely suffering from some cognitive dissonance. They likely have taken lives. I wish I could let them loose. I wish I could. Actually, I wish I could save them all. This is ridiculous. Shameful what we do. Imagine it's 2025 and we have these victims locked up in this death truck. For what? For bacon? Or sorry, for beef? For steak? They're mother cows and you're gonna eat them like they haven't gone through enough. Yeah, you guys can talk about your grills. Most never been inside a slaughterhouse. I have. Why don't you go work in one? See what it's like. Slashing throats all day long, cutting babies out of mothers. Why don't you go try it? Maybe you'll enjoy it, who knows? Maybe you can take over the trauma, the PTSD, the drug alcohol addiction, the violent crime rates that increase near slaughterhouse. Or maybe you're just trolling just to be cool, like the other NPCs in this world. The simps, the cowards. Amazing to me is like a lot of people are probably bullied and then they go and take it out on the animals, or they join the NPC crowd thinking it's okay to harm mother cows. I'll cry about it. Sure, Aaron. I'm sure you've never been a victim, but I'd imagine, Aaron, like, have you actually, well, the cows have tears.
Guys, I gotta get back in here.
Yeah, so this guy let us have a lot of time with the cows, so he's moving the truck. So I respect that. At least he let us have some time. Although it's shameful that this industry is happening. Look at all the feces. Look at all the feces all along the truck. Quite literally, they're scared shitless. These poor innocent beings. Now they're off to their final spot, which is the kill floor. Well, they'll be shot in the face, sometimes multiple times, sometimes still pregnant. Hey, Jenny, thank you for being here. I know my nerves just walking up, just holy crap. JR, you say they're not scared. Why are they shitting all over the place then? They're absolutely scared. Look at the truck, it's full of shit, full of feces. And these NPCs, they want to claim it's not a big deal. But I promise you, either you've not worked in slaughterhouses or you're just doing it out of cognitive dissonance. Jenny McQueen here. Please go subscribe to her YouTube channel. Follow her today. She's out here with me. It's extremely hot out. Shameful what's happening here. And the people are triggered. The people that are triggered here are triggered for us exposing what's taking place. They're triggered because they don't know any better. It's a pretty sad way to be. I'm gonna set up my tripod, guys. Thank you so much for being here and bearing witness there. It was really tough. Nerves are just like kind of out of whack. First thing I saw when I came here today, I was set for 8 o'clock. But obviously I saw the truck here and I had to bear witness, and I just decided to go live. So this is St. Helens Meat Packers. Call it the most disgusting street on earth. There used to be a slaughterhouse right across the street called True Harvest. There's a tannery down the street. Well, they call it a tannery. It's basically what they do with the cow skins. Their skin. They want to call it hide or make up different names for everything. As you can see, there's a lot of trolls in here, but don't let them deter you, people. They're just projecting. It's coping. It's a lot of cope, right? A lot of them probably haven't worked in slaughterhouses. I have. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I worked for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency for 15 years. And I saw the reality, the truth of what takes place behind those doors. And the fact is, it's not university educated people working in these places. It's actually marginalized people mostly working in these places. It's minorities, refugees, immigrants. And I'm here to show the truth, just like the other animal rights activists in here. 11 years vegan for me, 35 years vegan for my friend Jenny McQueen. Her husband the same, animal rights activist for that long a time. So what's your excuse? What's holding you back? You can very easily live healthy on a plant-based diet. as there's probably, what, 100 million people doing so. So stop making up the excuses. Watch the video in my description, the 3-minute movie challenge. It's just 3 minutes. Yeah, I used to love steak as well, Dylan, and then I realized that we didn't have to do this to animals. If you go back on the stream, you'll be able to see the innocent animals that are going to be shot in the face in just a mere matter of moments. So please, like, subscribe, share. If you're interested to join Project Livestream, contact Mel and Steve on Instagram, contact myself, we'll get you involved. Let's expose these hellhole nightmares for what they are. As you can see, there's actually a community of houses right here. You imagine that? Imagine their drinking water. Imagine what that's like, living near a slaughterhouse. You know, there's a proposed slaughterhouse near Kitchener, Ontario. Or sorry, there is a slaughterhouse in Kitchener, Ontario. And they're selling homes around there, but I'm guaranteeing they aren't telling the residents. Hey Martin, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Mel and Steve. Please share, everyone. Please invite your friends onto the stream. Show them the truth. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I work for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. All I'm sharing is the truth. There's a lot of people here triggered in the chat. Maybe many of them have worked in the industry, or maybe they haven't, and they just don't want to accept accountability. They don't want to be held accountable. And why not? Learn about your food system. Learn about what happens. Learn about what takes place. As Mel and Steve said, there's a documentary called Dominion, the movie. We're in Canada, Toronto, Ontario, and these cows are going to be sent to slaughter very shortly. Shot in the face, sometimes multiple times. See, cows' skulls aren't all the same size, and the captive bolt gun that they use is only sort of one speed, I guess you could say. Maybe they can add to it, maybe make it stronger, but again, that's what happens. Hey Jenny. I'm just along the line here. Again, we're at St. Helens Slaughterhouse. No, don't hunt your own food. You're not a barbarian. Fuki, or whatever your name is. Grow up. Hey guys. So yeah, I'm here in hell. St. Helens to be exact. Death house. The worst place you could ever be. The smell is abhorrent, and I'm here to showcase what happens in our food system. If you don't know what happens to mother cows, at 18 months, they're artificially inseminated. Some dude or woman slams their fist up their anus. They also put their hand in their cervix with a prod, and they insert semen. What does that sound like to you? They also, after that, once the baby is born, they will, holy shit, they'll take the baby away. Why is that? Why do you think that is? Why do you think they take the baby away? So humans can pretend they're cows. So now we have our security here. This guy's always triggered, always likes to start shit. Comes around, walks around with his big smile on his face. Big smile. Oh, now we got two of them staring at me. They're talking to each other. So yeah, they don't want this exposed. They're afraid. I mean, it's their job, their livelihood, and you have to justify it somehow, right? I did. I didn't know there was veganism, but now I do. And so if you know better, you ought to do better. And the fact is, these mother cows have their babies stolen. The males get shot, sometimes right away in the face, get killed for no reason. right? The females, they'll go back into the industry. 18 months, they're artificially inseminated. I was thinking about it today when I used to work in animal health for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. I used to input invoices and such into the database as a data collector. And they used to call the semen that would come across from overseas, they used to call it doses of semen. Yes, doses. So there'd be like 50,000 doses that would come across from overseas into Canada, which is kind of ironic because Canada likes to talk about how their beef is whatever, and I'm sure they do the same in the States, in the UK. So these are probably countries where the laws are lax, and they're able to exploit these male bulls who essentially get diddled, have their semen taken from them, either from a cow ejaculator or a giant cow dildo, over and over and over and over. And what would you call that, chat? What would you call that? Sorry if I can't keep up with the chat. There's a lot of people in here. There's a lot of comments, and the comments are going up. So for context, I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I used to work for the Canadian government. 15 years I worked in this industry. About 6 to 8 years, I worked in slaughterhouses. I became very ill, which a lot of workers do. Suffered respiratory problems. I could not. Yes, it is. You know that word. I won't say it online, but we can use the word maybe grape. That's maybe more palatable for TOS, terms of service. So I saw what happened. I saw what took place on kill floors. I vividly remember my first day, seeing a head frozen to a crate as I was walking down, being shown the place, the kill floor, the smell, the fact that I was touching feces with my hands, and the dust and debris flying everywhere in my eyes. And it's no wonder workers get sick. Most workers will contract pathogens, E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter, even Listeria. And so you got to think, what does that do to your immune system? And you got to think, these animals are covered in feces. They're literally covered in feces their entire life. And so the goal of these slaughterhouses is not only to execute these innocent animals, well, they also are trying to clean their skin and try to minimize the amount of pathogens that go through. They will never say the animals are 100% pathogen free, or the carcasses that you're eating. How disgusting is that? Full of feces, full of pathogens. No, they'll give you an idea of how much to cook, what heating temperature, that the flesh should be at. And so you got to think, like, how is that healthy for you? I think it's 1 in 10 in the United States alone contract a pathogen each year. Look at what those pathogens can do to you. It can stay dormant. It could screw up your entire immune system for the rest of your life, forever. And so is it worth it? Is it worth that bite of carcinogenic cow flesh or bacon or whatever the fuck you want to eat? It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Not to mention the disease, the hormones, the antibiotics that all push through, and you're eating that garbage. Let alone the ethics of it all, that you're having a mother cow shot in the skull for your pleasure. How do you equate that? You can't, right? So I encourage you to go out to your local slaughterhouse, get a tour, see what happens. Or better yet, go to a sanctuary, visit these innocent animals, talk to them, meet them, see them. They're individuals just like cats and dogs. And I guarantee you, if that was a slaughterhouse full of dogs, you would be here with me today. There's many vegans along the world. I believe it's probably close to 100 million, and more are growing. Why is that? Because we've learned we don't have to eat animals. All the health and the data is there, the science. So what's holding you back right now? What's holding you back today from living vegan? Challenge22.com. You can go there. Free resources, 22 days challenge. And right after that, you'll probably live vegan, because you'll see you can eat healthy and fine. And it's all about the ethics, people. It's all about what we can do. I have my friend Jenny McQueen here, amazing, incredible activist. It's really hot out. I can't imagine what these cows have gone through. The guy had to pull in the driveway just because they were tired of us showing. If you rewind back to this live stream, you'll see the cows. I came up on them and they were here already, so I wanted to make sure I got it on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you would kindly subscribe, hit like, share, tell all your friends, that notification bell, hit all, so the next time I'm on the live stream you can come and support. You know, there's a lot of trigger people in the chat, and I understand that that could be a detriment or maybe even stop you from getting active, but I encourage you to push through that. That's cognitive dissonance. This is exactly what we want. We want people freaking out because it's only copage. It's only inside of them. They're just coping and they're pushing that out. So think about it for a second. Like when you first found out you were doing wrong, you probably felt the same thing. A lot of triggered, a lot of people in denial. It's absolutely the truth. And so yeah, exactly, Mel and Steve, vegan for the animals. It's simple. You wouldn't kick your dog. You wouldn't set your dog on fire. You wouldn't electrocute your dog. You wouldn't shoot your dog in the face. And like, look at this. Like there's literally a helicopter up there. I guarantee you, because the authorities have been called on us. Because they don't want us exposing what's going on here. The ag laws in Canada are so fierce. This industry just doesn't want a camera up to what's going on. And that's all I'm doing. I'm simply showing what's happening. That's it. There's people triggered here telling me to go home, blah, blah. What about our rights to be able to express ourselves? What about the charter? What about the Constitution? What about these rights to be able to show what happens in these industries? So I encourage you to get educated, learn about what's happening in the industry before you project and follow the crowd and say, oh, da, da, da. No. Watch Dominion on YouTube. Go check it out. Even watch the first 5 minutes, then come back here and let us know what you think. Also, in my description, there's the 3-minute movie challenge. I encourage you to watch it. 3 minutes of your life could change your life, and it has for so many. I'm an ambassador for a group called We the Free. We do these video challenges all over the planet, and it's been very successful. It's been incredible. It's been amazing. 170 plus teams across the world. And again, I thank you guys so much for being here. I'm gonna be here for a little bit. Hopefully we'll get another truck. I see there's so many people watching. Please hit like, please subscribe, please do the things, share. I want people to know what's happening with their food system, despite what some of these people will say. They'll talk about pork and ribs. You know, it's funny that they have to use those euphemisms, right? Like beef and steak. These are just terms that are made up to make people feel better about their food choices. Think about it. It's like saying an organic farm or a free range farm. No, like why don't you just call it what it is? Call it animal flesh, call it body parts, call it individuals, because that's what they are. You have to use these terms in order to push you away from the reality of what's taking place. Yes, I've heard J.R. Weezer, why do you think I came up with the name? I like the movie. Think about it. Come up with something original, guys. Be original. Don't be coming in here with the same stupid arguments. Be original, at least. Educate yourself on farming. Jeffrey, I promise you, I've been to more farms than you ever have in your life, or will ever be. I've also worked in slaughterhouse. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I used to work for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, Jeffrey. Come on. You want to compare resumes? You want to play appeal to authority? I rarely tell people that I used to be an ex-slaughterhouse inspector because I'm not going to appeal to authority. I think it's kind of stupid. It's pretty obvious that we shouldn't kick animals. We shouldn't beat them. We shouldn't torture them. We shouldn't confine them. We shouldn't use their bodily autonomy against them. It's pretty obvious. Like that's pretty standard. I think you wouldn't want that to happen to you. And I certainly don't think the animals enjoy being raped over and over and over and having their babies stolen and then being shot in the fucking face. Come on, wake up, people. Wake up. So once again, I'm at St. Helens, hell, slaughterhouse, disgusting, vile place. It smells. I wish there was a smell that I could push towards you. Absolutely reeks. I'm sick to my stomach here. I'm pushing through it. because nothing's worse than being on that truck, traveling who knows how far, possibly even over 30 hours for those beautiful cows that you saw earlier. And for what? So you can make a rug out of them or a boot out of them, so you can make a steak out of them. Come on, guys. Hit that like button, share, tell all your friends. Let's go. Let's get this up to 1,000 people watching. Let's have the world know what's happening in these fucking disgusting places. They're hellholes. They absolutely stink, and it's not necessary. 11 years vegan. My friend over here, Jenny, 35 years vegan, and we're here to expose. Join Project Livestream. Join Mel and Steve. Message them. Get involved. Let's put cameras to these facilities. You don't even have to show your face. Just expose these places, please. This camera is our tool. This is a powerful tool. Look at how many people are watching. I'm able to get to that many people, and just even for a glimpse, maybe make people think about their food choices. It's so powerful. Yeah, do unto others, Jake. Let's do unto others. You talk about God. So what about the slaughterhouse workers? If you're gonna claim you care about God, right, and you could care less about the animals, and that's usually what some of these religious folks say, that they don't care, but most of the time they have a dog and they would never harm their dog. But let's just say you don't care about the animals. Why would you knowingly put your brothers and sisters in a slaughterhouse to suffer PTSD, drug, alcohol addiction, increased violent crime rates in your community, increases in foodborne diseases, zoonotic disease risk? Why would you do that to your fellow humans? Jake, I'm calling you a fake God lover. You're fake. Dairy is absolutely murder. It's disgusting. Why would you do that to innocent Chase, come up with something original. Why do you think I came up with a name? It's actually been pretty good with the name because it gets people engaged, so that's great. Yes, vitamin B12, sure. 11 years, I've been great, so. God created animals to serve man. What about the Garden of Eden, Ivan? What about that? Come on, guys. Better arguments. Let's wake up. We can be kind. It's not necessary to eat animals, so why are you justifying violence, torture, confinement, bodily autonomy usage, slaughterhouses, where innocent beings are shot in the head? Come on, wake up. Let's wake up. Yes, 40-year-old virgin. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's keep on bringing up all the excuses. You can bring up God, but God, would Jesus work in these places? There's a documentary called Christspiracy. I encourage you to go check it out. It debunks a lot of these myths about why animals are here or how we use animals. As you can see, this disgusting hellhole truck, Nightmare, is moving outside. They're leaving. All the dead bodies are inside now, being chopped up with a machete. Immigrants, refugees are doing that, cutting the throats of these innocent sentient beings. And for what? Something that causes cancer? Get a job. I'm retired, Douglas. Are you jealous? I'm retired. Are you sad that I'm exposing this? Why wouldn't you just be kind and compassionate to animals? Why wouldn't you? I'm at St. Helens Slaughterhouse in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, exposing this, the death house, the most disgusting thing that's happening in humanity today. Billions of animals shot in the face, treated as objects, confined, tortured, absolutely fucking disgusting. This industry needs to be shut down. Shut down today. PTSD, drug, alcohol addiction, violent crime rates in all this community, pathogens, people getting sick, let alone what's happening to these innocent sentient beings. The worker there, he sees me. He's listening because he understands what he's doing is wrong. I feel deeply that he does. My friend Jenny McQueen, 35 years exposing this disgusting hell industry. And I encourage you to do the same. We have this weapon, this tool, this phone that can expose hellholes, these nightmares. Look at this. These poor cows are going in to be shot in the head. For what? You used them, you took their babies. They're 5 years old now, and they can live up to 25 years. But now you're gonna shoot them in the face for your stupid steaks, burgers, and your leather. It's ridiculous. I wish I could stop them. I wish I could stop them. This is the way to stop them, to expose them. St. Helens in Ontario, Canada. Disgusting. Like, I can't even express to you how bad the smell is here. There's bugs biting me because the grounds here have likely blood or body parts on them. When they put all the body parts inside the truck to go to rendering, that's gonna go to dog food. All the cancers they cut out, that's gonna go to your dog food. The seagulls, they come and grab the body parts and they fly them around. Blood gets all on the street, maggots, other bugs all over the place. Absolutely abhorrent. And I'm just sharing with the world the truth. And we can join the crowd, we can be NPCs, we can be simps, we can be bots, we can be babies. You're not a baby, bro. Get off the tit. You don't need the milk. In fact, if you really think you need to consume cow's milk, even though it's a different species and a formulated specifically for cows, I'll send you a pacifier. I'll send you a baby bottle. I'll give you some oat milk or soy milk, and you can drink that milk at night. You can hold it tight. I'll even send you a blankie. How's that? I'll send you a blankie, a pacifier, so you can hug these, these blankies, so you can feel secure, so you can stop pretending to be a fucking baby. Grow up. Milk isn't great, Kim. It's disgusting. It's full of hormones, cholesterol, antibiotics, tuberculosis. It's likely linked to Crohn's disease. Look up Jonas disease. Likely linked to Crohn's disease. The majority of the world is lactose intolerant. Grow up. Kim, is that your name? Yeah, grow up, Kim. You're not a baby cow. It's time to grow up. Put on those big girl pants and grow up. You're not a baby. Also, prostate cancer, colorectal cancer, and potential link to breast cancer. You're not a baby cow. That's it. Yeah, it's Hindus should preach what they say. Ahimsa. Ahimsa is the way. Maybe that's Muslim. I'm not sure if that's Hindu, but yes. Anyways, guys, I'm at this hellhole. If you have any questions for me, I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I work for the Canadian government. I've been all over the world. I've explored these places. I've been on many farms, too many to count. And I've exposed these places along with other incredible activists here. Please go subscribe to them. Many vegans are in the chat who are doing the same. My friend Jenny McQueen's doing a live stream over there. If you can, go over, join her stream, follow her, like her, turn on the notification bells, share her stream. She's incredible. She has so many videos on Instagram, and she literally has exposed this industry more than anyone I know. Arrested 27 times, all for the animals. Also, if you could, look into my friend Zoe, who's in California, who's being charged for simply rescuing animals that were suffering on a farm, exposing it. And now the US government is up in arms for just exposing what's taking place. I've been going strong for a second, so I'm gonna actually maybe put a poll up. Any suggestions on a poll of what I should ask? Again, I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I might not see it, but I will try to get to it afterwards. You can send me a message on Instagram. Bacon is absolutely disgusting. If you look under a microscope, you can see all the parasites. When you bite into the bacon too, like those little balls, sometimes you think it's fat, but it's actually tumors. Yeah, there's no lying here. I'm just exposing the truth, right? Within my fundamental rights to do so. People often get upset. They get mad. They get concerned about having to accept responsibility, and that's all that is. Veganism is accepting responsibility, growing up, realizing we don't need to kick and beat the shit out of animals. We can respect them, and I'm a firm believer that if we change our view on animals, we respect them and give them kindness, that'll start a snowball effect, and we'll have a much better world. Yeah, there's tumors in all the animals. In fact, when I worked on a line, I was one inspector. You had one inspector on the line, 140 birds per minute. I think it's up to 180 or maybe 240 now. I would be one inspector and just a few employees on the line, and the birds would go by like that. And so I don't know how you can actually say that you can get all the disease or tumors or whatnot. These animals, they're living in confinement. They're in sheds. Go watch Dominion the movie. This is exactly what takes place. It's on YouTube. You can see what the animals live through. They're genetically engineered. Every single animal you eat is genetically engineered. All of them are genetically engineered. And so they're genetically engineered to grow as fast as possible, as big and as large, and produce as much as possible. So think about that for a second. That spreads disease. That makes them warped. And of course, that's going to translate and go into your stomach. So not only are you a monster to animals, it's like they're fighting back, considering looking at our healthcare system. Like, it's like they're fighting back, and people are just so naive to just wake up a little bit, change their perspective a little bit. There's people yelling at us right now, yelling that steak or whatever. Can you imagine? You know, it smells so bad here, and people are still so triggered. But that's part of cognitive dissonance. That's part of change. People see this, and they eventually change. And so I'm so glad you're all here today. Please share, tell your friends, hit the notification bell. Let's fucking go. Get out there, expose this place. I'm gonna show you something else here. So my friend Jenny is just over here exposing, and as you can see in the background, I believe it's like a tire facility. Down further is the tannery, and then right behind me is the death house. I call it a death house because it is a death house. Now you see employees here. You see the security. He's always right near me. He's listening in. He wants to chat with me. I kind of avoid him when I'm doing these, just because I think it's better to be focused on the people in the chat and allow people to see what's going on, because it isn't about him or his ego. It's about the animals. So I do believe there's probably going to be a truck coming soon. Looks like some of the employees are on the break. Stay with me, share, let people know what's happening. Kim, I don't need a job. I'm retired, actually. So this is my job. I'm showcasing what takes place. Just because you still think you're a baby cow, Kim, that's not the case. And, you know, if you look into, like, the diseases, the lactose intolerance, all of that stuff, just because you hate animals, you actually hate baby cows, I feel sorry for you. You're a sad person. No, I'm retired, Kim. I don't. Do you understand what being retired is? Yeah. And so these guys, they drive close just to kind of intimidate us, right? They come close, they get close, you know, they say things. And then trucks like that drive by, which absolutely stink because the skins are in that. Absolutely disgusting. Can you imagine how disgusting humanity is, that we've done this to poor innocent animals? You know, this industry has billions of dollars in subsidies, maybe trillions, right? Like, for example, in the US, a $5 patty would actually be $30 without the subsidies. So why not move the subsidies to something a little bit more healthy, more nutritious than enslaving a cow on a farm, destroying the lands with the feces, and making it inhabitable for anybody? Like, this isn't sustainable. I'm here for the ethics, though, because fuck that. Nobody should be treated like that. I don't care what for. It's disgusting. Oh my gosh, the smell. I can't even explain it. All right, guys, I'm gonna try to answer some questions. It's really hard to see. I'm just coming off of seeing that slaughterhouse truck. Pretty emotional, as you can tell. It's absolutely disgusting. I encourage anybody, if you're vegan, If you're on the fence about getting active, please go to a vigil. It might trigger something in you to get active, to speak up for the animals. We need more of us speaking out. We need all of us speaking out. That's how change happens, right? I was never really good at speaking and doing these lives and stuff like that. I tried 5 years ago, and I just keep trying. Like, that's it. That's all I need to do. What's my ideal resolution? There we go. We have a good question. Yeah, most of these animals are engineered. Well, I mean, there's only 4% of wildlife left. I don't think we can ever go back to that. But what I would say is veganic and vertical farming are on the way. It's happening. We have some farms, some templates so we can follow. A lot of these farmers, they can switch to a sanctuary. There's lots of money, believe it or not. If you're a farmer and you're like, shit, maybe he's right, I don't want to be a part of this, but I don't know what to do, Transformation Project will help you. Other activists will help you. In fact, my friend Rowdy Girl Sanctuary used to be a cattle rancher in the United States, and she changed. It's an incredible story, and now she helps other farmers change. In fact, she has a lineup. She has so many people asking her to change and help her and help them out. So we can move to that precision fermentation. It's years away, but it's happening. There's going to be some roadblocks because there's going to be governors and such, like in the United States or like in Italy, that are trying to block fermentation and stuff like that. But change is inevitable. If you look at the amount of people, hey, how are you doing? If you look at the amount of people that are buying plant-based products, you can just do a search. Over the years, it's always underestimated how much that will change, but there's a lot that do change. So I'm just here getting shot by my friend Agnes, someone else who's come out and is against this abhorrent industry. So yeah, that's what I would say. Any more questions? How am I seriously misinformed? Turkey's not one. Turkey's not one. How am I misinformed? I worked for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency for 15 years. How could I be misinformed? These trolls, some of them. Well, the stream has been great. I think at one point got over to 1,000 people watching, which is just incredible. It's because people care. Maybe they don't even realize it. Maybe it's just deep down inside. They want to know a little. Maybe they're going to go back and do some research, educate themselves, watch a movie like Dominion on YouTube, or go to my 3-minute movie challenge that's in my description. Also follow other activists like Mel and Steve, who have gone out and exposed these places literally on farms and gone out to slaughterhouses. This isn't just isolated here to Canada. This is everywhere. This is absolutely everywhere. And so we have other activists coming out. They saw the live streams today. They want to get involved. They want the world to know what's taking place in these disgusting hellholes. Again, I wish you could smell the rancid smell that's happening here right now. I mean, it embeds in your skin. It gets into your nose. There's literally a fire going on over there. There's helicopters coming around. There's seagulls. There's seagulls just waiting around, getting ready for the body parts that are going to come out here. And they're going to fly them over everywhere. And you wonder how pandemic starts. Yeah. Pork is a euphemism there. Using that word pork. I don't know why, it's actually a pig. Have you ever met a pig in person? I'm outside of a slaughterhouse to showcase what takes place, to show people that the animals are in these disgusting trucks, which I showcased earlier. If you go back earlier in the stream, you can see the individuals in there. They obviously are suffering. They don't want to die. They're about to get shot in the face, all because people think they're baby cows. It's disgusting. What a bizarre industry. Dairy's been on the decline since it started. The only reason it's still around is because some people are profiting at the top. Even small-scale dairy farmers aren't profiting. And in fact, they're dumping the milk that they get and it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Lactose intolerance. You look at tuberculosis. It's killed how many people in the world? You look at hey, thank you. Oh no! Oh, it's the guy that hates me. He really hates me. So I thought he was honking to me, but he was actually telling me off. Sorry, my yeah. Sorry, I was just a bit worried there for a second. Yeah, it's so what was I saying? So lactose intolerance, tuberculosis, something called Jonas disease that's likely linked to Crohn's disease. There just hasn't been enough studies or information on that. Can you imagine that Crohn's disease? It could be the cause. This could be the cause of that, and how many people suffer from Crohn's disease globally? No, I'll never shut up, Juice the Kid. Never. Well, I thought he was honking at me. Yeah, he was an idiot. He doesn't like me. He doesn't like when I'm here. Just like all these employees, they're all staring. Like you can see them all. They're all just looking, right? Because they know. They know what they're doing is wrong. They know they're profiting off of innocent lives. I did myself. That's why I'm out here. I've seen firsthand what takes place. I wouldn't waste my time. I'm retired. I could actually be on a beach right now doing absolutely nothing. Why am I here? Because what's happening is an injustice, the greatest injustice that's ever happened. 92, probably over 100 million land animals are kept on factory farms each year. They're confined, they're suffering from diseases, maggots, bugs, parasites, disease, and then they're being sent to slaughter because people just want to follow this social norm. It's the most bizarre thing. Like, you wouldn't go around kicking a dog. If all of a sudden the government made the law to eat dogs, would you eat dogs then? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's just such a weird dichotomy that we live in. So that's why we're here. We're here to show what's happening in this disgusting industry. There's a movie called Dominion, the movie on YouTube. Go watch it. Go see what's taking place, the reality, the truth, standard industry practice, and see if that aligns with you. For some people, they might say, oh yeah, I don't care. That's just their ego. They're maybe not liked at home. Maybe they didn't have a good childhood growing up. Who knows, right? But for a lot of people, they'll change. I think, in fact, the majority of people, if they knew what took place inside here, if they saw the mother cows shot in the face, if they saw the babies cut out of them sometimes, if they saw on the slaughterhouse truck, sometimes they give birth on the slaughterhouse trucks and they'll get crushed because there's just so much commotion. You know, that if people saw that, if they went to a sanctuary and visited these beautiful animals, you can go on Mel and Steve's channel and take a look at them being at a sanctuary and how cute the animals are, how innocent they are. Why would you do that to them? What are you talking about? So I'm at a slaughterhouse in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's called St. Helens, emphasis on the hell, where they slaughter innocent cows, mother cows, after they've taken their babies. So because humans think they're baby cows, and so they'll be chopped up and killed for steaks and burgers. Now, you know, there's an entire vegetarian population in Canada. People that believe that they love animals and such, but they still consume ghee, they still consume dairy products, yet those cows are going to this slaughterhouse. They're going to Cargill and Guelph. They're going to Alberta, JBS, I think it is called. And if you can imagine the psychological toll, I spoke to a gentleman who went to work at slaughterhouses in the summer. He's older than me, and he can't be in public. He can't talk to people. He might even be watching right now because of the psychological toll, what it does to you working in this industry. PTSD, drug, alcohol addiction, violent crime rates. It's no wonder. I wanted to talk about somebody I used to work with. Her name's Maria. She immigrated, and like most workers, she suffered injuries. She had to get surgery. Carpal tunnel is very common because people are using knives at a very high rate for many hours. Eye injuries, hearing loss, cutting off limbs, all this is very common. Contracting pathogens, very common in this industry. And I said to her, because she had just gotten her left wrist after her right wrist surgery, and she had a bad shoulder. I said, Maria, you got to get out of here. What are you doing? She said, I don't speak English. I can't get another job. And it doesn't matter about me. It just matters about my family. So this is the position we're putting even humans in, even the ones that might have kind hearts. I'm not for this industry. I don't think we should save this industry for jobs, but you can see what takes place. As an exploitative industry that would do this to cows, they don't care about humans either. Like, why would they, right? Eye and ear protection. They did wear eye and ear protection, Maxwell. I did too. I wore all the protection possible, and I still contracted Campylobacter, I think twice, and E. coli once. I developed blood clots in my lungs. I have a cyst in my spine, all from working in this fucking disgusting industry. I almost was on a breathing apparatus for the rest of my life, actually. I had to leave. I had to get maskings. I couldn't breathe. I was sent to the hospital. I don't know how many. I had to take 2 years off because I had blood clots in my lungs because I was so dehydrated from developing Campylobacter. And that's par for the course. And I'm lucky. I was able to seek therapy. I was able to get myself somewhat healed. I'm still not fully healed. And I'm able to be here, right? A lot of these workers, they suffer in silence, right? No, you don't need a bunch of supplements. In fact, I take a multivitamin. Sometimes I forget, actually. I take it every other day, maybe once a week. Sometimes I forget. But no, I don't think it would be dystopian. I think it's just a natural evolution. We don't need a bunch of supplements. In fact, most people are probably B12 deficient, and you can very easily get that. Most of the animals are they're given most of the supplements, most of the drugs, most of the antibiotics, most of all the chemicals this is all used in animal food production, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's just not the case. They fortify, actually most plant-based milks now probably are fortified with B12. I would suggest just taking it. Maybe if you live in the northern countries, taking a vitamin D3 or something like that. You can take that with K2. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be healthy people that are vegan. Some people choose to not really live healthy as a vegan. That's besides the point. We're here for ethics, right? If you can believe that it's not necessary to eat animals, then the how is so simple, right? Challenge22.com. I challenge anybody to take it. It's 3 weeks. It's not going to kill you. Try it out and see what you think. Maybe watch the movie Dominion, or go to the 3-minute movie challenge in my description. It's simple. A simple watch might change your life, might change your perspective a bit. And you can see that you don't need to be a part of the system or eat animals or look at them that way. I mean, you wouldn't do that to your dog, right? Exactly, Steven. Watch Dominion the movie. So you raise them, the unwoke Texan. You should follow Rowdy Girl Sanctuary. She changed. She had a whole ranch full of animals, and she decided to change because one day she learned that she didn't have to be a part of it. Now she is an incredible sanctuary. She shares her story. I share my story. There's many people that have changed that worked in the industry. In fact, last stream I had an ex-slaughterhouse worker. I've been interviewed by an ex-slaughterhouse worker. There's hunters that have changed. Hunter Toby, that's someone, if you're a hunter, please go follow him and talk to him. The vegan sheepdog, that's also another hunter, Chris Pede, I think his name is. And so there's change inevitable. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of how fast we get there. And you don't want to be on that wrong side of history, right? You kind of want to be on the right side of history. You just don't want to be part of exploiting animals. So guys, again, please hit like, please hit that notification bell, select all, share with your friends. Go follow my friend Jenny McQueen. She's doing a live right now as well. We're showcasing what's happening in this nightmare, this hellish facility. I'm getting surrounded by some employees now as an intimidation factor, which is pretty standard. But I would still encourage you to get out there, bring a friend. We have these powerful tools that we can use. We can spotlight right on this community. And so I'm just going to show my friend Mary, who's got a sign here. She's incredible. Ah, good thing I have you, Mel and Steve, because I was just talking there for no reason. Thank you guys. Really appreciate you being here. If you could, please share. Please tell all your friends. We're just trying to showcase what happens here in the animal agriculture industry, telling people the truth about what happens to mother cows, telling the truth about what takes place in this nightmare. This place smells worse than you could ever imagine. It embeds in your skin, it gets into your lungs, and who knows, you could get sick from that. So mother cows are brought here from all over Canada, maybe even from the States. This is Toronto, Ontario, and sometimes these cows are coming as far as Alberta, Canada. For context, that's about 30 hours away. Can you imagine that, being on this death truck in this heat? I haven't even mentioned the heat. I'm sweating like crazy. I haven't even mentioned the heat or the winter conditions that these poor cows go through. Sometimes they're pregnant, sometimes they have bad legs, sometimes they'll get knocked over, sometimes they'll fall down in the truck, and sometimes they'll be killed on the truck because they can't move the poor cow, and who knows how the cow actually got inside these trucks. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. My job used to be to go watch these animals come off the truck. When they came into the barns, I would go around and inspect them, and then I would watch them ultimately be shot in the head or electrified in the head or put into gas chambers, and then ultimately have their necks slit, their throats slit with a machete. Oftentimes I would walk into these places and there would be like a grin on some of these workers' eyes. In fact, this place called Cargill used to be called Better Beef, that actually had prisoners as part of their sentence work in slaughterhouses, if you can believe that. And so these places have been exposed, and there might be further exposés. But when I walked into this facility, this is the first cow slaughterhouse I had been in. They actually, the worker, he had a grin on his face, and he had this huge machete. And anytime I went there, I saw this guy, and it was like he was in heaven. I swear to God, he just had this big grin. He's got this huge machete, slashing throats, cutting at the cow multiple times, blood splattering everywhere, all over his face. And it's like he liked it. I think it got in his mouth, and absolutely disgusting. These places are vile. They help serial killers get off, and they also go after marginalized people as well. And most importantly, they're killing innocent animals. You can never imagine yourself wielding the knife, holding the knife, and having to do something like that. It's absolutely abhorrent, disgusting. Pigs are put into gas chambers, CO2 gas chambers, as well as chickens. And this has been exposed in the UK by someone named Joey Carpstrong. I highly encourage you go check out his account. If anybody can make you change, Joey can. Also Mel and Steve, I highly encourage you to go check out their account as well, because they'll help you make change as well. Guys, it's really important that we use our voice. We're the only ones who can speak up. These animals can't defend themselves. They can't speak for themselves. We're their last line of defense, and we got to get out there. Hey, Vegan Sign Guy, thank you so much. Guys, I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much for helping me get through these. It's obviously pretty hard to go to these places and expose them, but if it wasn't for the likes of their community, I don't know if I'd be able to do it. Hey, Axel. Guys, also, I didn't put in my Discord, but if you go follow Axel, Axel is part of an incredible community on the English Hub. We talk to people about veganism all the time. It's on Discord. I highly encourage you, if you have any questions, if you want to even debate the topic, go over there, discuss with Axel and the other activists that are in there. They're all incredible. It's a wonderful community. So if you guys have any questions for me, I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I used to work for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. 15 years I worked inside these places. I worked in investigations. I worked in animal transportation. They used to call it humane transportation, if you can imagine that. I wonder why they changed it. Maybe it makes you think about that. I'm kind of scared to move anything around because the stream got shut off earlier. We were able to get over 1,000 people watching at one point, so that just goes to show that people are thinking about these things. People do want to change. Maybe they don't know how. Maybe they aren't aware they can change. There's a lot of misinformation out there. 11 years vegan for me. My friends here, probably a combined 100 years vegan between us. It's very easy. It's a lot easier than I thought. I went vegan and I didn't even know what veganism was. I was just eating broccoli and lentils, and I thought I was missing out, but in fact that was probably the healthiest thing I could do. UK is a democracy country. We are free to eat what we like. We aren't rabbits. Why should we? Well, Chef Paul, it seems like you have an agenda there, right? So you work inside this industry, so you've been taught, and you've probably been told your whole life that we can just do whatever the fuck we want